just trying to keep the insects out of the van. So I've got my foregrounds, I've done some stack shots, and now I'm doing some 2-minute shots with a clear horizon. So all is well that ends well. Hi, I'm Nigel Bailey, landscape and astrophotographer. Join me on the second part of my visit to Avebury Ring as I look to photograph the Milky Way rising behind the stone circle.
Ages have passed since acorn rose through muddied ground, sap rising, gentle as the lightest breeze. Layer by layer, from earth and air to wooded heights, I shall in time, like all things, fall under skies crowned by moon's cold glow. The tale of time is written here in fallen stone and rising spoil, abandoned all.
Welcome. I am in the, historic heart of Wiltshire, and particularly at Silbury and Avebury. And what an absolutely glorious, beautiful day. And today has really been about, do you know what, just enjoying this process. I've had a little bit of fun photographing some intimate scenes of dandelions and little tiny orchids and all kinds of stuff. And at the moment I'm watching a little paraglider over there, over the downs. Paraglider, parachutist, I'm pretty sure it's a paraglider.
Under skies crowned by moon's cold glow, the tale of time is written here in fallen stone and rising spoil, abandoned all redemption was.
This is part 2 of my visit here, and at the moment I am here specifically because I'm just going to do a little recce, so I'm a bit distracted by the paraglider over there. It's kind of heading my way. I'm here very specifically to photograph the stones at Avebury, and particularly as the Milky Way core rides above the horizon, and that'll be in the early hours of the morning. In the meantime, there is a sunset between now and then. I'm not expecting very much for that, and I'm not really too worried about photographing sunset. The sky doesn't have a lot of cloud in it except on the horizon, and so I don't anticipate great things at all, really. It is a paraglider. I can hear a motor now. Yeah. Right, okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to head over to the stones now. I'm at Silbury at the moment, as you can see right behind me, about here. So I'm going to go up and over Walden Hill, I think it's called, down the other side, and then along the big stone row that leads to Avebury, just to go and spy things out. get PhotoPills out, check exactly how things are going to lie and frame up for the middle of the night. It's best to do this stuff, if you can, during the daytime. Right, I'm going to go up and over the hill now, and I'll catch you on the other side when I've got something more to show you from Avebury Rings.
Ages have passed since acorn rose through muddied ground, sap rising, gentle as the lightest breeze.
Okay, so here I am just getting set up for tonight, and I'm trying to record for you on here on the main camera the approximate view of what we'll be looking at tonight. It's on 24mm at the moment, but I'll be shooting with 20mm, but it'll give us a rough idea. And I'm also doing a screen record with PhotoPills at the moment. So yeah, our options are fairly limited. It's going to rise at about just after 1, as in the Milky Way core will rise just after 1, about half 1, something like that, should be visible over that horizon there. And we'll have till just after 3. What I do have in mind, I'll do a series of stack shots from here. I don't think I'll do a whole time lapse, we'll see. What I may do, once I've got my foregrounds and some stacks, I may go up on the embankment over there, the other side of the big tree, because then I'll get a clear view to the horizon and I'll get an uninterrupted take of the Milky Way. And so when I come to do a sky replacement, I'll have a really clean shot. So what worked really well last time I was out, which was at Durdledor, I did 3 2-minute track sky shots, and that got me a lot of detail. It really did. It got me a lot of detail. So all I need now is for this very, very thin, extremely high milky layer to disappear. If it doesn't, it's really going to cut down the detail in the Milky Way. Now I'm getting much sharper images, I'm finding, with the Nikon compared with the Laowa. I mean, I do like the perspective of the Laowa, but I'm getting a lot of chroma at the edges of it, and so I think I'll probably do my main shots tonight with the 20mm f1.8, and I'll put the natural light filter on that. The van is parked about a mile away, and so what I'm going to do is move it to the National Trust car park in the middle of the night, and just walk from there, because that's much nearer. Well, good evening. In this red glow, it's a bit spooky, isn't it? Just trying to keep the insects out of the van. Right, it is about 12:15 at night, obviously, and so I am about to leave for Avebury Rings. Now it's about a half-mile walk or so. I just couldn't find anywhere to park nearby. You can't use the National Trust car park after 6 p.m, and there are no places to park at all on the road for quite some way. I was lucky to find one little lay-by. Okay, so I have been wandering around the field here, taking my foreground shots, and in the end I settled on doing 2-minute shots with an ISO of 1250 and an aperture of f5, and that gives me about the right amount of time with the torchlight to make a bit of an impression on the foreground here. These are the foreground shots. I think they're coming out all right. It definitely needs the natural night filter because otherwise the light pollution from these neon lights is absolutely awful. It makes the stones look terrible. Let's see if I can have one of the early ones. Yeah, the colours were just horrible. Now, what you may notice in these images is there is absolutely no sign of the Milky Way. There is clearly a lot more cloud here than it looks, either to the naked eye or even to some degree on camera. There's definitely cloud on the horizon, and I did refer to this earlier, that there was this really high level, very thin wispy cloud, and I think that's basically what we're seeing up there, unfortunately. But nevertheless, I'm here, I'm getting my light painting done, and hopefully the sky might clear a little bit later. We'll see. Well, this is proving to be a bit of a frustrating evening, really. So I have at least found the Milky Way where it's supposed to be, but the Milky Way core is just obscured by cloud, unfortunately. So I've got my foregrounds, I've done some stack shots, and now I'm doing some 2-minute shots with a clear horizon of the Milky Way, and I've taken quite a few, and I'll be able to stack those as well. So I'll probably have about 4 or 5 stacked and tracked 2-minute exposures, and so that should give me, if there's any detail to be found in there, that ought to give it to me, and if it doesn't, well, it's just not there to be had tonight, unfortunately. Now, if any of these shots have proved to be any good, I'll show them to you now. So I'll see what I can do with a single shot, with some stack shots from back in the field where I started, with the light painting, I think, because I think that's just going to add a bit of mood to it, and then also a replacement sky with these stacked and tracked shots taken on the Move Shoot Move tracker.
Under skies crowned by moon's cold glow, the tale of time is written here in fallen stone and rising spoil, abandoned all redemption lost. This place we claim, this place of peace, this hallowed ground. These stones we raise have all been called long before.
Oh, hello again. This is a bit of a supplement, really, to my earlier recordings. I'm back in the van, as you can tell. It's still dark, but we are getting the first glimpses of dawn now. So as it happens, where I parked my van in a little lay-by at the side of the road had a clear view to the southeast, looking towards Silbury Hill. And so by the time I got back to the van, a lot of that cloud that was on the horizon has fortunately, conveniently disappeared. Now, I did try and take some pictures from here earlier before I headed off to Avebury, and the Milky Way wasn't showing then, but it is now. And so I thought I was coming back to get into bed and have a bit of sleep, but actually I've spent another hour or so, 3/4 an hour, something like that, photographing from literally from the van door, basically, right by the van door. And so I've done various compositions, or not so much various compositions, but various alternatives in terms of shooting again. So I haven't been able to light the foreground because it's far too big a foreground in this case, but I have done a very long exposure of the foreground. I think it was a 4-minute exposure with a much lower ISO and a narrower aperture, but a 4-minute exposure. So I've done that, and then I've done a 16-shot stack of 20-second exposures, and I also did some 60-second exposures. I would have done longer, but unfortunately the battery for my laser for aligning the move shoot move tracker had run out, and then my backup to that, which is to use my phone, that failed because it was very clear to me visually that it was not calibrated correctly. It wasn't actually pointing me anywhere near to Polaris, so I had to just try and do the best that I could, pretty much by eye. And I think I've managed to get some reasonably sharp 60-second shots. I tried for 2 minutes, but it wouldn't run to 2 minutes. I had beanies, so I think I've got some 60-second shots that I can track together. So a good end to the night, and I'll be able to use, because it's a relatively flat horizon, I'll be able to use that Milky Way from shooting by the side of the van for the shots at Avebury as well. So all is well that ends well. I'm going to leave it here. It's 4 in the morning now, and I have been up since about 11:30, something like that, so I desperately need to get a little bit of shut-eye. But thank you very much for watching. Do like, subscribe, and all those lovely things. It really helps the channel if you do that, little bit of interaction. And let me know what kind of fun and games you have when you're out doing astrophotography. Is it successful? How often is it not successful? Does the cloud just get in the way? Do you have difficulties sometimes finding the Milky Way? What are your nighttime astrophotography experiences like? I'd love to hear from you. Okay, take care. Bye for now.